So the next motif I'm going to show you is the Cheshire Cat Smile. Again, this is made in brick stitch, and we're going to work from the centre out to either side. I'm using two colours of Delicas. I've got DB200 chalk white, and I've got DB10, which is chalk black. I'm working with about 1.8 metres of black Nymo and a size 10 needle. And now I've tied my keeper bead about halfway along the length of this thread. So I've got a very long tail, because what I'm going to do is start from the middle, work out this way, and then come back, take the keeper bead off and work out in the other direction. It just makes it a little bit easier to work, rather than trying to work your thread all the way back down through. So we're going to start with this centre row just here, and we're going to pick up 7 beads in our foundation row. So I'll just do that. So as always, the foundation row is in ladder stitch. So 7. Now the smile's made by using a series of increases and decreases. So what we're doing is we're essentially decreasing on one side of the row, which is this side, and then we do like an increase. It's like a stepped increase on this side. So this side is like a sawtooth shape. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start the next row with an increase. So we're going to pick up this black bead and a white bead for the increase, then another series of white beads, and then a final black bead for the other end of the smile, of the tooth. And then the next row we start with an increase at that side and work down and finish off one bead shorter on this side here. So it's easier to show you than to explain. So let's get started. So we're going to pick up one black and one white. And come through, and it's like, as you've no doubt heard me say, if you've watched more than, I don't know, 2 of the videos that I've done, is this first row is always a bit fiddly because you haven't got a lot to hold on to. So just take your time with it, hold it in your fingers and manipulate the beads into place where you want them to sit. So you can see that first row is a bit of a wobbly, all over the place line, but as you add this second row of beads, it will start to tighten up and straighten up and do what you expect it to. So by the time you add the third row, it's really quite solid. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my last white bead. In there. And then we're going to increase at this end with a black bead. Like, oops, like so. Just got that caught around the work, so just pull that back. Okay, and now we're going to do an increase on this side, which is the left as I'm looking at it. It's where the side the keeper bead's on, and then this side will do the decrease, so that we're going to start to make this shape here. So we're going to start by picking up one black and one white bead and come under that first thread bridge so that the black bead hangs out over the edge on the left. And again, we're going to pick up 6 white beads in total, so there's already one there. one at a time. That's 3. 4. 5. And 6. And final black bead to finish the row. There. And then the next row is an all black row, so we're going to do the decrease reposition on this side here, and we're just going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black beads on this side, sorry. So we're not going to do an increase, so this one is decreased on both sides. So I'll start with 2. There. That's 5, 6, and there's 7. And then the next row is the increased row. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start the next tooth. So we've just done from here to here. Now in the next sort of tooth up, we've actually only got 6 beads as opposed to 6 white, no 5 white as opposed to the 6 white that we had here, and then 4, then 3, then 2, then just 1 on the end here. So we're decreasing the number of white beads in each section. So again, we're going to start by picking up a black and a white and increasing on this end of the row. And then we've got another 4 white beads to finish the row. And this is essentially what we're going to do all the way up to the end of the smile. So again, we're going to decrease on this end of the row. So we start with a black and a white. And then we've got 4 more white. And then an increase on this side for the last black bead. So now the next row is, again, it's an all black row, and this one is decreased at the top as well as at the bottom. to give you this stepped shape at the top. Let's try that with it in shot. This stepped shape at the top here. So I'm going to come in and then work across the row. This is quite quick once you get going with it, because the sort of the pattern reveals itself as you're stitching it. So last bead. There. So this next section has got 4 white beads in the row. So again, come in for the decrease, and black for the start of the row. Oops. And then again, we've got the increase for the black bead on this end of the row. You can see that the black thread isn't affecting the colour of the white beads in any sort of significant manner. It might dull them down ever so slightly, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. If I was using a different finish white, so if I was using something like the Salon white, the pearl white, that does have, the black thread would have more of an effect through that bead. That can make it look quite dirty. So if you're going to use a different colour, a different finish of the white bead, then it's worth just making up a little sample of the white with the white and just seeing how it looks, and checking that you're happy with the way it looks, because quite often you do these things and you get halfway through and you think, nope, don't like that, and then you've got to start again. So if you can do a little patch test almost before you start, a little piece just with half a dozen beads or so, just so that you can see what it looks like. I mean, you can get some interesting effects that way as well. You know, you can get I don't think we particularly want pink tinged teeth or, you know, red tinged teeth or anything like that. So, but because this is a chalk bead, it's a little bit more solid than the pearl, so that's something to just bear in mind. So now we're on to the tooth with 3 beads in a row. So you can see it's really starting to take shape on this. Just check I've not twisted that now. You can really see it's starting to take shape. And we've only really done 3, 6, 9, 10 rows, so it's not a very complicated stitch pattern at all once you get the hang of it. So And of course the advantage of starting with the longest row is that every row you do after that gets shorter, so they work up more quickly as well. And again, black row, so we start with the decrease. There's only 4 beads in this row. So 3 beads across this time. And increase for just the single bead this time, so this row's only got 3 beads in it. Okay, so we've got 1 more row of the smile to do, which is a 2 bead row in black. Like so. And then I'm just going to add a single bead to the end here, and it's going to sit sideways, so it's going to sit with the hole running parallel to the beadwork, so it's going to sit at a 90-degree angle to the rest of the holes. And I'm just going to come down through a couple of beads on that end, and then back up and out through there. And there you can see we've got the first half of the smile made. So I'm not going to make you sit and watch the second half. So I shall do that off camera, and I shall be back with you in 2 minutes. So here we go. I've just got to add the last couple of beads on this end of the smile. So it's the 2 black ones on the end, and then the single one just there to use for attaching. And oops, does help if you go through the bead you think you're going through. So there we have it. There is our Cheshire Cat Smile.